So for the last few years, both the JBL Flip 6 and JBL Charge 5 have been my favorite speakers to recommend, because thanks to their woofer and tweeter setup, these speakers sound very good. Plus, they're very portable and they're very durable. But now, Sony has copied the woofer and tweeter setup that's found on both of JBL speakers, and the ULT Field 1 actually does it better than the Flip 6, and the ULT Field 1 really gives the JBL Charge 5 a real run for its money. So today, let's see if JBL should be worried about the new Sony ULT Field 1. Regarding pricing, both the JBL Flip 6 and Sony ULT Field 1 have a retail price of $130, whereas the Charge 5 has a retail price of $180. However, both of JBL speakers like to go on sale on a regular basis, and I expect the same for the Sony ULT Field 1 as well. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these speakers up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, pick up a Big Head approved hat, linked down below. We've got trucker hats and snapbacks. By buying a hat, you help the unbiased and unsponsored videos coming, and it also helps us cover more products and produce more versus videos. Thank you to everyone who's already bought a hat, and look out for more designs coming soon. And also, please remember to hit that like button, and let's get subscribed. So first, let's talk about the design of these speakers. Now, the Flip 6 is still the smallest speaker here, but then there's the Sony ULT Field 1, which is just as thick, but it is noticeably longer than the Flip 6. But then there's the Charge 5, which is the largest and heaviest speaker here. Nonetheless, all of these speakers are great options to take on the go with you to the beach or on a trip, because they don't take up too much space in your backpack. However, with the ULT Field 1, it does have a built-in carrying handle that you can use in one of two positions. So either you can easily carry the speaker around, or you can very easily attach it to something. But when it comes to durability, all of these speakers are the same. They all have a mostly fabric wrapped body, which can stand up to constant abuse from bumps and scrapes, and all of these speakers are waterproof. So if they fall in a pool or if a drink gets spilled on them, they're going to be perfectly fine. But personally, I am leaning a little towards the ULT Field 1 here because of that carrying strap, plus the speaker is small enough so you can easily throw it into your backpack's water bottle holder. Now, when it comes to battery life, both the ULT Field 1 and JBL Flip 6 have an advertised battery life of 12 hours. However, this advertised battery life of 12 hours on the smaller speakers is with them playing at 50% volume. Real-world use with both of these speakers playing at 80% volume, both of these speakers are going to be good for around 8 hours of playback time. However, 80% volume on the ULT Field 1 is noticeably louder than 80% volume on the Flip 6. And also, this 8 hours of playback time on the ULT Field 1 is with the ULT feature turned on. But then there's the JBL Charge 5, and this speaker has an advertised battery life of 20 hours. But real-world use with this speaker playing at 80% volume is going to be good for around 10 hours of playback time. And keep in mind that this is a 40-watt speaker, so it is going to get noticeably louder than these other two smaller speakers. But when it comes to ports, all of these speakers charge via a USB-C port, as they should. And this is actually the only port that you'll find on both the Flip 6 and ULT 1. Whereas with the Charge 5, there is a USB-A port, so you can charge your own devices. Now, I think it's great and all that the Charge 5 has a USB-A port, but I wish that you could just charge your own devices with the USB-C port found on all of these speakers, because most phones these days just come with USB-C to USB-C charging cables. But unfortunately, the USB-C port on all of these speakers is strictly used for charging the speaker. But more importantly, none of these speakers have an audio jack on them, so you can't use them with a wired connection. And personally, I am sad that none of these speakers have an audio jack, but this is the standard now for speakers of this size. But when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, all of these speakers can be connected to two devices at the same time, so you and a friend can both be DJ. Latency is not an issue for any of these speakers, so you can use them to watch videos with on your phone. And when it comes to audio codecs, both of JBL speakers only have support for SBC, whereas the ULT Field 1 has support for SBC and AAC. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about what really matters, and that's sound. Now, when it comes to speaker setups, all of these speakers have a frontward firing woofer, a frontward firing tweeter, and dual passive radiators that shoot out the sides. Except on the Charge 5, it is a little larger. But it is a very big deal that all of these speakers have a woofer and tweeter setup, because this is still a rare speaker setup for a speaker of this size. And this type of setup is going to help with overall sound quality, because the woofer is going to handle the mids and the tweeter is going to handle the highs. But so that you can see what I'm talking about, let me just show you. So like we've just seen, the woofer handles the mids and the tweeter handles the highs, and this is going to help with overall instrument separation. Your speaker is going to sound more open and you're going to have more detail in the highs. Now with all of these speakers, you can go in and you can adjust their EQ to your liking. And I do recommend that you increase the bass on the Flip 6 because it does lean towards a brighter sound signature, but with the Charge 5, I like to use it with its stock EQ. But then there's the ULT Field 1, which has its alt button. Now this alt button has a 1 level to it, unlike with Sony's other alt speakers that have 2 alt settings. But nonetheless, with the ULT 1, you're going to get more bass when alt is turned on. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the sound test. All of these speakers are playing at 87% volume, and all of these speakers are playing with their stock EQs, which means alt is turned on the ULT 1.
Forget you, baby. I know everything, know what's about you. Now I'm talking, I'm
So from a sound quality standpoint, I simply have to say that the ULT Field 1 sounds much better than both the JBL Flip 6 and JBL Charge 5 because the mids sound way fuller. All of these speakers have similar instrument separation and all of these speakers sound much more open than your more typical speakers that have dual front mid-firing woofers. But both of JBL's speakers sound hollow when compared to the ULT Field 1. And when it comes to max volume performance, the Sony ULT Field 1 gets noticeably louder than the JBL Flip 6 and it also has more resonance in its bass. However, the JBL Charge 5 gets louder than the Sony ULT Field 1 and it has more bass than the Sony. However, even though the JBL Charge 5 gets louder than the Sony ULT Field 1, the Sony ULT Field 1 sounds much meatier because its mids sound a lot fuller. So overall, I feel the Sony ULT Field 1 easily outperforms the JBL Flip 6 here when it comes to sound. And the ULT Field 1 gives the Charge 5 a real run for its money. But personally, I really hope that we see an ULT Field 3 that can properly compete against the Charge 5. Because technically, the Charge 5 does outweigh the ULT Field 1. But finally, let's talk about pairing these speakers up to other speakers. Now, with all of these speakers, if you have two of the exact same speakers, then you can wirelessly pair them up and get them to play in left or right stereo mode. However, even though I really like how the Sony ULT Field 1 sounds, Sony really dropped the ball here because this speaker does not have Party Connect, meaning that you can't wirelessly connect your ULT Field 1 to any of Sony's other speakers that are using Party Connect, like either the Sony ULT Field 7, the Sony XG500, XG300, XE300, XE200, or to an XB43, XB33, or XB23, or to any of Sony's larger box speakers that are also using Party Connect. Whereas with both the JBL Flip 6 and the JBL Charge 5, both of these speakers are using JBL's Party Boost. So you can wirelessly pair them up to any of JBL's other Party Boost speakers, like either a Boombox 3, a Boombox 2, an Extreme 3, a Charge 5, a Pulse 5, a Pulse 4, or to the Flip 5, or to the Flip 6. And you can also pair them up with JBL's upcoming Auracast speakers, like either an Extreme 4, a Clip 5, or a Go 4. But unfortunately, you cannot connect any of JBL's smaller Party Boost speakers to any of JBL's larger Party Box speakers. But nonetheless, if you plan on getting multiple speakers or if you plan on growing your collection of speakers, right now you are better off going with the JBLs here because the ULT 1 doesn't have Party Connect. And sometimes just having 3 or 4 small speakers paired together is better than having just one big loud speaker. But with all that being said, if you're trying to choose between the Sony ULT Field 1 and the JBL Flip 6, the Sony ULT Field 1 is the clear winner here. This speaker sounds fuller and it gets louder than the JBL Flip 6. And I also really like the built-in carrying handle on the ULT 1. The only reason why you should get the Flip 6 over the ULT 1 is if you plan on getting more than 2 of the same speakers, or if you plan on getting a second larger speaker. And then there's the Sony ULT Field 1 versus JBL Charge 5. The Charge 5 is still the way to go if you need a longer battery life. But when it comes to sound quality, again, the ULT Field 1 sounds fuller than the Charge 5. Personally, I am really impressed by the Sony ULT Field 1 and I really hope that we see an ULT Field 3 that's louder and has a longer battery life. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.